Okay, I think I'm back now. There should be no music on both sides. Hey. Why is under gaming? Eish. Okay, perfect. On that level now, ish. Our food, music and all that stuff. It's too much work, yo. I wanna play my music on here. Uh, Not very audible. Am I loud enough now? Can you guys hear me now? The screen is a bit. It's not good for TikTok. I think you can decrease the chat a bit. And increases desktop. Alright. I think we can start, guys. This one's dead. All of your account can move to the top. Alright. Let's get started. Okay. I think I'll move that streaming now for the next one. Then there will be space for the chat and increase the screen. As I just add a new scene or just the screen. But cool. Let's start. So the last thing we did, last thing we were on was the last thing we were on was lesson 10, I think. Let's see, creating products. Yes. One lesson 10. So now we're moving on to lesson 11. No, we're moving on to lesson 10. So the last thing we did was the JavaScript. And this is where we were showing, or we just started with JS. Oh, sorry, see, I did not see you. The screen is a bit different now. How are you, Sia? Sorry, my brother. Alright, how do we do this? Okay, Okay guys, cool, let's start. Now we're on lesson 10. Where's the script? I lost the script. Yes, it will be recorded. It will be recorded 100%. Okay, I just need to pull some changes that are here. Cannot resolve host. So is everyone that's here, were we all on the same page? Were we all on that script file? I'm trying to just push it so we can do that. Yes sir. Okay, perfect. Let me try and pull these changes and see. So if you're wondering, I'm currently using WebStorm. So this is a different IDE. It's what I use on my personal machine. So this is WebStorm. Yeah, we did console.log. Yes, perfect. So let me update my brand or my repo. There we go. Cool. So these are the last things we did. Now we want to show these products on the web page. So the next part is we need to create a function which will create an HTML for one product. So I'll show what I'm talking about. Please don't forget to zoom that. Is it not zoomed? Okay, so now can you zoom a bit? Thank you so much, Palisa. Thank you so much for the rose. Oh, zoom. Ish. Was this not zoomed? Oh, it doesn't zoom the entire thing. Okay, just yeah, I'll try to keep zooming. Is this fine? Is this fine? You can't see the texts. Which text? Better. Rats. Don't forget to zoom. That's zoomed. Views on TikTok. Now we can see clearly. Fine now. Views on TikTok, what? Oh, landscape mode for better viewing. Yeah, there's a landscape mode that you can use. Then you can just have better viewing. Just trying to sort this out. Okay, that's hi Noah, how are you? Okay. So I was showing where we were last on. So we're last on the previous lesson, which was us just logging something on the console. Now we are on lesson 10. So we want to display these products being this list of products that we created. So we want to show this on our webpage. Okay, Balesa, I will fix this trick. I'll fix this trick. Ish. Ish. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Cool. So where are we now? Yes, we're last on console.log. So what does console.log do? It logs data or logs notes or logs within the console. So the console is this on your browser, like your Chrome. You can go to inspect and you'll see this on the side. There's a tab for console. That's your console. So when you're in this console, whatever you write in console.log would show up here. So that was the last thing we did. So if we refresh this, we should see this. We see JavaScript loads successfully and we have 6 products. So that was the last thing we did. And now now what we want to do is we want to add these products onto the web page. So the first thing we'll do is we'll create a function which will actually render the product card onto our web page. So like I explained before, a function is just a block of code which you can reuse again and again, and it does something. So what this function would do is create a product card. It would create a product card. It will create a product card, right? So after it creates a product card, it takes in product. So it will create it for one card. It takes in a product, then it will return this card. So basically this is HTML for a card, right? This is HTML for a card. This is what you would have had in your HTML file if you were not using JavaScript to render data or render your HTML or your products correctly, right? So there you'd be hard coding all your products into the HTML. Here we want to have a JSON file or JSON format which will then take our JavaScript will take that JSON file, then render based on what we have in the JSON file. That way it's dynamic. So if we add a product, our JSON file will now act as our backend. So if we add a product in the backend, we shouldn't have to change the front end to accommodate this new product. So it should already be able to accommodate that. So doing this is a way where you write code once and it will be reused again and again for a different thing or for what you want to use it for in different places. So the first thing is we create product card, then we return this HTML, right? So basically this HTML, like I said, it's a product card. It consists of a div with the class name product card. So this class name is what we did already in our CSS. So if we quickly jump back to our IDE and go to our CSS, we will see we did product card. There's it. So we already did our CSS for our product card. Now the product card class is what will be used when we use this product card right here. I hope you understand that part, right? So then we have an image. Okay, so this is now string laterals. Okay, this is basically you saying that I want code to be inserted here as a string. Thank you so much for the gift, Sia. I want code that'll be inserted here as a string. So let's actually just write this code and then let's see how we use this. Also I'll explain it a bit better while we're writing it so we can see what goes where and how. So we'll jump back to our script.js, then we'll open a new line and we'll write function create product card. Then you open your brackets and you put product. So this just says that this function takes in a parameter of a product. That's what this function would be doing. Okay, next we do your curly braces. So this is how you open the function. then we're not going to have any const or anything. We've already done all of that at the top. Now what we want to do is we want to return, we want that this function returns something. Then please use backtick. So on your keyboard there should be like a backtick. On Windows, on Windows it's okay, it's like a backtick. I don't know if you can see it. It's not the normal quotes or not the normal single quotes, but it's a backtick. So you need to use a backtick for this return because we want to return HTML code. So we're not returning a string or anything, we want to return HTML code. So you use the backtick to return template laterals. Okay, so we use a backtick. Please don't forget, it must be a backtick, not a quote and not double quotes. It must be the tick that goes like, I think it's above the, on Mac it's above the curly icon, whatever that curly one is, above this one. So it's above this one. But yes, okay, so we've got our backtick. Now we want to write the code. Okay, so for this part we need to now add some HTML code. So you can just click enter and have some space. Okay, let's now format that nice. Cool. So we first start with the div and the class will be a product card. Okay, then we can close this div. Then the next part is we want to add an image. So you just add image source, and then in image source you put $. Okay, you put $. So $. is now you saying you want to use a variable that you've already defined in your JavaScript code. So here we put $, and curly brackets. Okay, $, and curly brackets. So this is so you can use constant or your variables as strings, right? This is so you can use your variables. So these are our variables that we defined right here. We're gonna be able to use this as a string and add it in here. But obviously we know we've got this product that we're taking in here, and product consists of different stuff. Remember when we set it up here at the top, product would consist of an ID, a name, a price, a category. I see a question. So how will we, what does it say? I can't see this thing properly. Okay, so how will we update the website while it's live so that they can see if something is sold out? So that would be, you'd add another field to say quantity. So if you wanted to check that the product is sold out or not, you'd add a field called quantity, right? So the moment quantity reaches 0, you'd have code to say that if quantity is now on 0, say that this item is sold out, or don't even show it at all. So it depends on how you want to actually display that. So you'd add a different field in your product. So your product is saying my product has different attributes. So in this product itself, you've got your ID. So a product consists of an ID, a name, a price, a category, an image, and a description. So when someone says I want a product, these are the 6 things that they are basically saying that this product is associated with these 6 things. So when we go down back to our function, we say product dot now calls the different attributes product consists of. So those attributes we defined at the top, ID, category, all those different product the categories we created there, the attributes, that's what we're now adding here. So we know that product consists of an attribute called image, and this is our image source. So we want to add an image. So how do we do that? We say product.image. Then this will now go straight to our product here. Whenever the product gets loaded onto that tile or that card, it will come to this image and take this URL as it is and put it in right here. So now you don't have to now do that step of putting images per product on HTML, because now you're going to have long HTML files. This helps you now shorten and automate, or more make your code more dynamic. So this says you've got a product and I want to have want to add an image here. So think of this as that's HTTPS. You'd see here HTTPS dot dot forward slash what. So this basically means this HTTPS, but for each product. I hope you understand. Do we understand that part? So it's a dollar sign, then you put your curly brackets. In your curly brackets, you put this the name of the product, so what you are actually looking for, which is your object. Product is now your object, and you say dot to get all of the different attributes. So you see they pop up here. So the different attributes, you've got image, ID, name, length, and price. So we want image, so you say product dot image, and then that will now populate the image. So whenever the product gets loaded onto this create product function, the image will automatically be put there for us. Okay, no more virtual machine. No more virtual machine. Only stuck on images with one above tab. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. After product.image, right? We now want to add an alt. So again, comma, sorry, why am I saying comma? You put alt, and then in alt you can just add the name of the product. So remember what I said about alt. Alt is just the description of what this image is. So you could just put the name of the product in here instead of having to type something. And obviously the names will change based on which product is loaded or which product is now being called on this function. So to do that, we do again dollar sign, open curly brackets, and then close them. And inside the curly brackets, all you do is you say product dot name. So this will now take this same product, the name of it, and place it in here. So whenever someone views this image, the alt of it will be this product name. So you don't have to worry about having to type that, oh, this was a headset, this was a whatnot. It will automatically just use the name itself. Then whenever the screen readers read it, will say let's say AirPods, etc, whatever it would be. So that's what we do right there. Okay, now the next part is we want to add the class. So what is this image class? Okay, so the class for this image is product image. So we already defined product image in our style.css. For people that are here for the first time, if you check on our YouTube, there's a link in the description that you can download the PDF of what we're doing, or you can go to my GitHub and you will see the latest repo called Tech Hub, and you can download the repo. Okay, cool. Let's continue. So we've already created our styling for product image. So here's our styling for product image, and now that's what we're just adding. What's my GitHub username? My GitHub username is Sips. So if we go, yeah, this is my GitHub name. So you can just go to GitHub and you'll find the code right under here. It's open to anyone to download, so you can just download it and continue with us, see where we are. So it's just Sips. Okay, can I comment a link? Oh, I can. Okay, for those on YouTube, right, that's the repo. You can download it, and then we can extract info. So after this specific image, click enter. Then we want to be below the image. Okay, so we want to be below the image. Then below the image, we want to add another div. So now this is another container. So in this container, we want this to be our product info. So basically, you see Claude, what's this, ChatGPT Copilot has already done it for me. So you've got a div with the class of product info. So now in product info, just close your div. Okay, close your div, and then thank you so much, Karabo, for the hot me. Appreciate it. I'm trying to move this here. Okay, so I can see. Okay, cool. So now we want to add the first thing we want to add a title. Okay, so what's the title of this product that we're displaying here? To add the title, we'll add an h1 or an h3, right? And then this h3 will have a class. We'll have a class, and the class's name will be product title. All right, the class's name will be product title. Class's name is product title. Then again, you see what we did right here. Instead of writing that this is a charger, we don't have to do this. So all we have to do is again put our $, colon, then we can now get our object, which is product, and say dot name. So this will automatically populate in here whichever product we show, and the product name will be there. So that's what that will do right there. So we'll have product name. So you'll know the title of this product would be the product name. Okay, then you want to add a description. I see this thing's already going ahead of me, but I want to go slow. So you add a paragraph. This will be the description of this product itself. So you'll give it a class of product dash description. Okay, so product description. So we've already done all of these in our CSS. Remember when we did it and we didn't have this code yet? The reason we did it is because we were going to use it in our JavaScript instead. So all the styling is already done. We just now need to render it on JavaScript. Then we can make changes if we're not happy with how it looks. Okay, so this is now product description. Now remember what we did previously right here. Well, first let's put our product description. I'm going ahead. So we add our product description. So it's product dot description. So as you can see, everything is what we have here. We've got name, image, and description. We'll even add a category if we want, but you are basically adding what you've defined as attributes of this product, right? That's what you're basically adding. So the next part is we want to add another container. So this will be for our price. Okay, this will be for our price. So we want to add a price of this product for someone to see how much this product would cost. Okay, so here we'll add a class, and this class will be product price. We already defined all of these in our style.css. So here's product price. So we already defined how we want it to look. So we're using the exact same class we used there. So that's the reason why we've already done all of these class names. Then we just use that same class so that it gets used on our so it gets used on our thingy, our style.css. Cool. The next part is, someone said web divs nowadays, it's just divs on top of this. Yeah, 100%. It's just divs on divs on divs. Okay, cool. So this is our product price. Okay, now in our product price, there's something we did right here. We created this function to make our product price look like R99 instead of just 99. So instead of just showing a blank 49, we want to show a fixed price. So we already created a function that we can use to actually make this fixed price. So to now do that is we can, again, our $, and then type format. That's the function we just did, and you can say product dot price, right? And close it up. So now this will now say, okay, I've got this function. This function will take in the price. So the price might be 99. It will take 99, put 99 there, and then add an R in front of 99, and then it will display right here. It will display 99 right here, R99. So right here you'd see R99, and instead of just seeing a 99, a client or user will see R99. So that's why we're using this. So you can just say product.price. Cool. Okay, and then after doing your product price, we've got actions. So there's actions being when someone is on this product card, what we want them to be able to do. So we'll add a container being a div for us to add our product actions, which it's already showing me. So we'll add a div with the class product actions. So again, in our CSS, we already did the styling for our product actions. All right. So we did our styling for our product actions. So let's just add product actions. Then inside product actions, we want to add a button. Okay. So the first button will be an add to cart. Okay. So like it just did here, it's going ahead of me. All right. So we're adding a product action, right? So this one will first be a class, a button for add to cart. So here we can give it a class name of btn. Now remember, here we already have our class names done for our buttons. So here you're just saying that the first one is btn. So if you put btn space and put something else, you're assigning this button to different classes. So what we're doing here is we're saying btn space, btn space. So we're saying button, that's the first class name, space. We're adding another class name, btn primary, right? So this class name will represent that this is a button. This class name will represent that we're giving it the styling of a primary button. Then we add another class, which is btn small. So we're saying that the first part is we want, this is the class name btn, so it will be button. Then we want to give it styling of a primary button, which is what we have right here, this styling. Then we want it to be a small button, which is what we already did here. So this is the CSS for a small button. Okay, cool. Now we're done with that, but we need to now add something called a listener. So we would add an on click. So this will now check that when this button, when something happens to this button, something must happen, right? So on click is now if someone presses this button, I need to do something. So this is a JavaScript thing you can use, that when this specific element is clicked, so you're saying on click, I want you to do something. So we'll say add to cart, right? Add to cart. So as you can see, it's showing squiggly lines because this function is not created yet, but we know why, because we haven't created it, but we know what we want to do on this button already. So we can just say add to cart, and then in add to cart, we want that the cart give us or we want to give the cart the product, meaning we want that when someone adds to cart, we just give that cart function the product and it will do the rest. So we can do $, then your brackets, and say product. So when we create our function, we should be aware, or we should remember, that this must take in a product. Okay, this must take in a product. Then you add to cart. All right, so it's on click, then you've got add to cart function, and then this is the name of the button, so the information that will be on that particular button. All right, then we want one more where we view the details of this button. All right, so we can do a class again, so we can copy that same one from up here and then paste it below. And then what you'll have is you just want to change a few things. So you want it to be a button and use button secondary. So this will now at least show two different buttons on these actions. So the styling would look a bit different from the two, right? So you've got button and button secondary, then button small. So again, we still want it to be a small button. Then we're going to create another function called view product. So to view product, what would we need to be able to view it? What's unique about this product? So we are giving it a product ID because we know an ID must be unique. So whenever we say we want to see view product number 3, it will come to our products list and look for a product with an ID matching 3. Because if we had to use name, we could have two MacBook Airs with different prices. So we use ID as our unique reference. So it's our unique identifier where we know when we want to call it, or when we want to find a specific item, we can use the ID to find that item without getting two different items at the same time. So we'd say that we'll put in the product ID and then we get back our product. Now we still need to add what will this button name be. So this name will be view details. So this will be view details. Okay, and then you can close your button. So what we have right here right now is we created the first part is we created this div. So this div is now a container for all of this information. Then we added an image. This image will be fetched from the product. Oh, someone asked the question, where do you get product variable? So we created it at the top. Here's our product variable, the product list. Here at the top is our product list. So that's where we got the variable. So products is our variable. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, let me explain it to you. So products is a list of all our products. Okay, so just for everyone to have context, someone's confused about the difference between product being this product and products. So here product is the list of our products. Okay, but now our products have a product being one. Product is all and product is one. So where we got this name product is when we added it right here. So this is where product came from. So we're saying that this create product needs to take in a product, right? And this product we know will have these different attributes from this products list here. I hope you get me. So this will be considered a product. This will be considered a product, and this will be considered a product. So in our list of products, these are considered individual products. So it will be one product, one product. That's why we say we want to give this function one product, and then we use that product to display the information. So this will only display one product card. I hope that makes sense. It will display one product card. Are we still together? Are we still together? Please accept my message request. Okay, I will try to do that. PQ, are you good now? Okay, I'm continuing. Yes, okay, perfect. Happy. Where's these chats now? We're together. Yeah, but you fast today. Oh, sorry. Okay, together, but I'm a bit fast. I'll try and go a bit slower. But okay, as long as we're still together, that's the main idea. All right, cool. So we've done this, right? You can give up because Ish, yeah, with the phone, it's going to be a bit tough to do this. Very, very tough. As you can see, it's getting a bit more complex. We're creating an e-commerce site. Okay, guys, let's continue. So we created this product, this function called create products, and it returns this block of code. So call this a block of code. So what will happen is this will be inserted. Remember where we had our comments? Let's go to our products. So remember we had our comments here. JavaScript will populate the products here. So what JavaScript will do, it will take all of this code and just put it in here for you. So then it will look like this. So JavaScript will add it, but now the way JavaScript will add it, instead of adding it with this, it will automatically populate that, oh, the product image is https // then add the name to be like whatever. So JavaScript will do all of that for you without you having to now manually do each and every file or each and every product. Okay, so let's go back to the JS. So we're done with our create products function. Okay, so we're done with our create products function. Is everyone on the same page with the actual creation, like we've written the code? Because we'll continue now to go to the next part. Okay. Okay, I think I'll continue, right? Okay, no, let's continue, it's fine. So now we need to create a new function, okay? I see it's already showing up for me, but let's see. So we need to create a function called display products. So we need to now have something that will display the products for us. And us doing that means we want JavaScript to now take these products and display them for us, meaning we want to now put them on to the HTML document because it's still in JavaScript, it's not in HTML yet. So we still need to say JavaScript must now put it in our HTML document. So to do that, we'll put function, right? And then function, and we'll say display products. Okay, then we want to have just a name here, products to show. So which products do we want to show? Okay, so the products to show will be equal to our products up here. So these products up here, so we're adding that the products to show is our list of products that are up there. Okay, so we've added function display products, then open brackets products to show, saying which products do we want to show, and the products to show is equal to our product. So what we're saying is this specific new, it's basically now adding a new variable. So this new variable called products to show is equal to products. So you could, if you do want to do this, you could also just have products as is like that, and then it will take the products up there, then you can still use them within here. But we want to have a new name so we don't mess up the two. So we'll say products to show is equal to products. So we're now defining that this specific variable is equal to these products. So we're just saying that this products to show must be the same as the products that we have, the list of products that we have up there. So the first thing we'll do is have an if statement. So what is an if statement? An if statement is a block of code that will get executed on a condition. So it's saying if something happens, then only will you run this code. Do not run this code no matter what, but only when a condition is met. So normally it's saying if something is met being true, then run the code. So what we want to do here is to see that if we're now on the products page, So let's say if products grid, okay, so if products grid, meaning if this is true, that would mean we're now on the products page. So you see here we've got this function called products grid, right? But in our index.html we do not have that. Oh, we do. Oh no, yes, I'm right still. So in here we've got the ID. So JavaScript is using the ID, right? We've got this ID products grid. Then JavaScript, when it gets loaded on this specific products.html file, it will check to see if this is available. Only if this is available, then the code we will add in here will be executed, meaning the code that will be here will be run. But if it's now on shop whatever and products grid is not there at all, the code that we're about to add here will not run. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're just saying if products grid. Us doing this is basically saying that once this is available, making the condition true, meaning it can find it. So the condition is true. If the condition is true, then run the code. So we want to Delphi. I've never used Delphi or done it ever. Yeah, so if condition is true, then only will we run the code. So now we want to add a new variable. So this variable won't be update. What? Oh no, that was a okay. Okay, cool. Isario. So this variable won't be used elsewhere. We just want to use it here. So make it a const so that it's unchangeable, right? So we'll have a const of products HTML. Products HTML, right? So this is equal to products to show dot map, right? Now dot map is us saying based on our products to show, we want to map each individual attribute, right? Or each product onto our create products function, which is this. So what it will do, it will now check that okay, in this list of products, here's product 1, put it in this function. Here's product 2, put in this function. Here's product 3, put in this function. So it will go basically loop in each of the products and then run them in this function that we have right here called create product card. Okay, right? So now we just joining no spaces. This is JavaScript. Then all we do is we'll say products grid, which is the grid, right? So we'll have products grid dot inner HTML. So what is inner HTML? Inner HTML is a function which allows you to use IDs. So we're now saying that in this ID inner HTML, so you're going inside this function. In this function we want to add something. So dot inner HTML will be equal to this products HTML. So this products HTML, remember what we did here? We said products HTML must return what we got here, and this will return this entire block of code. So this block of code will be returned in here. So we're basically saying that product HTML is equal to that block of code with the products already done for us. Then only variable, but it's useless. Oh, okay, but no, let's do it like this. Sorry. Okay, so we've added the product grid. Then we're saying inside the products grid HTML. So we're saying go in here in this HTML, this element. We want you to place this code in here. So it will now place it in here. Excuse me. Okay. So we have display products, and then we've defined this HTML. Then we just saying that this must be equal to this. So this is the same as you ignoring this and ignoring this. It's like you doing this basically. So you're basically saying that the inner HTML needs to be what was returned from this create product card, which is this entire product card, right? So we'll keep it the way we had it, which is like this, but that's just an easier way. It's just explaining what that is. So you're just saying this is equal to your product's HTML. Do we understand it, this part? Maybe I need to re-explain, but you are just assigning the inner HTML to what you got the return of here. So when you look at products HTML, just think of it now as it has now returned this entire block of code. So this entire block of code is this, and then it gets added here. Not now. Do we understand? Yeah, boy. Okay, now let's continue then. Okay, cool. So this function is done. So I want you to notice something. This one is gray and this one is now blue. This is now blue because it's being used, right? Franz, are you good? So it's blue because it's being used. So we're using it right here. If we move it, you'll see it's gray, meaning nothing is using this function. So this, when we add it here, it's now being used. Okay. So now let's create this part where we actually display the products, right? So now we'll be using our DOM content loaded. So we now want to add an event listener, and then we want to call this specific function. This function will now, can we see the actual web? This is the part where we'll show the web. So we need to add this last part, then we will see the products being shown. So this is this is an event listener, right? So it listens for an event which is now loading content on your HTML file. Okay, so you use DOM content loaded, that's the event we're listening for. Okay, and then comma your function. All right, then your curly brackets. Now in here we'll add a console.log just so we can see that our products are being loaded. Okay, so we'll just say the page loaded and we're displaying products. Okay, page loaded, displaying products, right? Then the next part is we just need to call this function. Calling this function means just write display products and place the products. So that list we have at the top, we're just putting it in here, and just like that it's done. So let's just see how this now looks. So if we go to our web, which one was our web now? Oh, so if we refresh, okay, so you see here products loaded. So let's go to our products first. Okay, there we go. So you see now that we're on our products page, we see these products, and you see here page loaded, and here's the products. But now I want you to take a notice at something. You see how the images are not showing, but you see the name of this image is now AirPods Pro. This is your alt basically. Your alt is now using that name that we did right here. So alt is now just using that name right there. But where is it now? Oh yeah, there we go. So the reason these are not showing, these images are not working, right? So we'd sort that out by just getting a random image of a MacBook. So let's see, MacBook Air. Just get a quick image. Image address. Okay, then let's go to our products. Where's our MacBook Air? Just paste that specific link in here. Yo, that's a long link. Ish, no, that's not the right one. Okay, open new tab. Darcy. Okay. Okay, cool. So we've added this, right? So this should now update for us here. So let's go back and refresh. There's our image. So you see how we've got the image. So we just had to update all of the images to be correct images, but this now works as is. I don't have to touch the HTML at all. I can make a change right here. I can say 2022, and when we come to our thing and refresh, this will automatically update the web for us because we're not touching front end. We want that this must automatically render new products. So let's see when we add a new product what happens. Let's just add a brand new product, smartwatch, right? So let's add a smartwatch. Oh, it added 3 new products. Oh, 4. That's crazy. Okay, so we added 4 new products. Okay, and you saw here we only had 6 products. Now we didn't touch the HTML at all, but if you refresh, you see now you've got the new products that we just added. This is now you creating dynamic web apps. This is where you don't have to do anything front end wise, especially when it changes to the system of, you know, what products you've got on for your website. So this is what we just did. All we will do is just update all these pictures. We can get pictures so that it can look a bit nicer, but yeah, let's actually see. Let's do the 6 and remove the ones we just added. So we need iPhone 15 Pro, AirPods Pro. So you can just get images, iPhone. Hi Shaz, how are you? 15 Pro. Let's just take this image. Can open. Thank you so much for the rose. But are you guys understanding what I'm doing? iPhone 15 Pro. Okay, so I'm gonna just update the images so we can have something that looks a bit nice. So let's quickly just update the images. The next we need AirPods Pro. Yeah, we are. No, I'm happy. I'm happy. No questions. No one wants to understand something. So do you see how this works? It's looking nice, nah? So this is the power of JS. How would I add more images on one item? So then now I'll try to explain that for you now. So when you want to add more images, this now comes into you having an array of images here. So instead of having this as named image, you could name this images, then have it as an array. So an array is defined by these blocks. So you'd add it like this. Then you define all the images you have, so you can have 20,000 images. Then when you want to list your images, you need to now write code to say you've got 3 different images. So this would be image 0, because this is index 0. Then the next one will be index 1 and index 2. So that's how you do multiple images. So you use an array, which is basically a list. Okay, so let's just add this S24. Yes, so we would get to, that's what basically you'd be doing. So you just need to make sure the code can actually accommodate multiple images as well. Okay, is this .png? Hey, let's see. The next one's a Dell laptop. Showing you guys how to steal images basically. Wireless mouse. Ah, why did I do that? Ish. TikTok, you still here, right? Ish, which images can I take? Hey guys, why are you encrypting your images? Okay, but it's fine. Let's just see how this looks. So here's our products. Okay, we'll leave the Samsung. It's fine. I'm trying to get it. All the Samsung images are like encrypted. I don't have to download it. Oh, let's see if I got. Oh, there we got one. Samsung is just a hater. I'm joking. Cool. Oh, the camera went off. Let's see. Did it die? I'll be with you guys in a second. Okay, cool. I don't know, my camera just decided to disconnect. Can you get the PDF? In the description of the previous video. Okay, I think I can't. I won't show my camera. It's fine. So we can continue because. Okay, maybe I can show this one. What happened? Okay, I'm continuing without a camera. I'll sort it out in a bit. I was showing just now. Let's continue. It's wasting a bit of time. I'm trying to restart the phone. Okay, so we're basically done now. We've done our products list, right? But obviously you've got your categories. We've got add to cart. We want these to work, of course, right? So for these to work, we need to still write the code for it. Darcy. Rots. Hey, yeah, these things. I don't want TikTok to kick me out with no face. Okay, so this is what we've created, right? So let's just recap. We've got a list of products which act as our backend. Then what we did here is we got the ID of our products grid and we named it as products grid. Now we're using this variable in here, products grid, because we're checking if it has anything. Then we're assigning the inner HTML of this div. This div is found in products. Then we show that, right? The HTML file. So this basically now does the event listener. Then on document content loaded. So this is basically saying once the screen or the page is loaded, run this, right? So it will start and it will run that the page is loaded. Then it just basically displays some console. Then it now runs this function. Once it runs this function, it comes here and it takes these products that you just gave it and it puts it in here. Then it will now come in here to check if products grid is available, meaning we're on the products page. Then it will do this. If products, we're not on the products page. So let me show you. if we're not on the products page, if we're not on the products page, like on home, let's go to our console. So you see it shows this, but it doesn't say. Or let's do a better way to actually see how this code works. So we can just do console.log displaying products on products page. Then if not, console.log not on products page. Cool. So this is basically us showing that the if statement will either start here or come here, right? So else just says if this is not possible or not, the condition is not met, then just do this, right? That's what the else means. But if you have nothing to do, you can just do an if and leave it as is. So let's go here quickly and refresh. So you see right now we're on our home, our index.html. So it tells us that we're not on products.html, products page, skipping display. But the moment we click on products, it tells us displaying products on products page, because now we found that products grid HTML and now we're populating that products grid HTML. All right. You imagine an iPhone 15 Pro for 1,000 rand. Yo, that is crazy. And a MacBook for 1.2. Our shop is gonna lose so much money. But cool. Okay. Let's move on. Now the next part is can we order now? Let's sort that out. Let's add the cart so you guys can order on this more, capitalize on these cheap products. Cool, let's go back to our code, right? So remember here we've got these two functions here that we haven't done, right? So we haven't done these yet. So let's go just before the document.add event listener. Then in here, let's create the new function. So we'll say function and add to cart, right? But for now, let's not do anything for cart. So we'll just display an alert. Okay, so product ID, because remember we said here, was it up here, we want to take, is a product ID, add to cart. Maybe I did it wrong. Yeah, product.id. I don't know why I said product. Oh yes, you see this is a bug. Oh, I had a bug. So we were saying add to cart the entire product. Rather you do product ID so that it's unique and you're able to get that specific product correctly. Okay, so we're using a unique identifier, which is ID. Then we'll have product ID, and then in here we can just add an alert. So alert is just something that will pop up on your browser to just say that the product has been added to the cart. And what we're doing here is we're having a string that has a variable within it. So we do our backticks, then we write our message. So this is product, then you add $, brackets, and then you say product ID. So this product ID comes from this function parameter here. So this function parameter, the product ID comes in. So this basically means that when the add cart ID, or when this add to cart function is called and an ID is passed in here like 2, this 2 will come down and be put right here like this, be set 2. That's basically what it means. Okay, so you've got product, then the product ID added to cart. So you're just saying product, whatever was added to cart, and then that's it. Then let's quickly add the last one of viewing. So we can say function view product. Okay, view product, then you say product ID. All right, product ID. Then in product ID, we first want to have a variable to define the product. So we can just const product. Okay, and this is equal to our products, and we want to find within our list of products. So a list has a function called .find in JavaScript where you can find. Oh, did someone gift me something? Oh, subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Botejo. That needs to show somewhere else, but thank you so much for subscribing. All right, so we say products.find, right? Products.find. This is basically saying that in this list, we're saying in this products, we want you to find something. But now, what are we finding based on? Yo, what's happening here? Did it just... Yo. What is this text? Let's just click enter. Okay, so it's products is equal to products.find, and the product we're trying to find is a product with an ID of... Yo, actually WebStorm adds a lot of unnecessary stuff. Product p.id, which, so p basically represents, you're now iterating within the product. So you're saying per product name, or you can just have it like this, product ish, but it's gonna, we'll just say prod. Yeah, so what it's doing, it's saying that in products, I'm going to now look in this list. Once I find the first product, the name of it is called prod, and I want the ID of that specific prod, and I want to check if that ID is equal to the product ID we defined or we want to look for here. So all you're doing now is you're saying, okay, when someone wants to view a product, obviously we know the ID of that product, so it will come here. Then we want to say go into the list of products up here, so it will come into this list, and then it will start here. This will now be named prod. Be like, okay, the ID is not equal. Okay, let's move on. This is also prod. Use a filter instead. Yeah, we could. Okay, so you've got your, this one, it will name it prod and then say, okay, what's the ID? GitHub handle is, it's simisips, SIMISIPS. Yes, this is JavaScript. Okay, cool. So all it's doing, it's now going in the list of products and looking per product whether the ID is equal to the ID that the user is looking for, which is the product they are trying to view. So this just means it needs to be exactly like equal to it. So there's equal, and then there's like triple equal, because you want to make sure it's equal to this product ID. So you've got product ID equals product ID. So the moment this happens, then we need to do something, right? So as soon as we find it, then we want to just have an alert. Then this alert is going to tell us that the product we're looking at, okay, so we'll just say product, then we can add the information of this product. We can just say product and then plus. So this is how you can do string concatenation, where you're basically adding strings. So you just say product and then you go plus, and then you do the product name, product.name, right? So the product, and then you just say plus, then you want to add the price, right? So let's just, this is for new line. So if you say /n, you're basically saying I want this to show, the next must show up on the new line. So here you can just say new line, then price, okay? And then remember, we always want to format that price because we created that function to format the price for us. So we're just gonna write format price, and then we do product.price. Okay, then obviously we want the description, so we can do plus, then /n description, and then we say plus the description. So we have the product, then it will come into a new line, and then it will say price. Then this will also come into a new line. Then it will add the description, right? So let's quickly go to our web and see how this works. Let's refresh. So if we say add to cart, here's an alert. It says one product added to cart. Basically that function works. So we've tested that, okay, once we click on this button, something happens and it does exactly what we wanted to do. This is just you mimicking a product being added to the cart. Then view details, there you go. So you've got the product, then here's the price, the description, as well as, yeah, so those are the three different things you have. So you can do it for each of the products. You can say view details, okay, here's the details of this product, you know. So we've now basically done the functions that make these buttons work, but obviously we haven't done it to do certain UI stuff like add to the cart and, you know, change the cart number, all that. So all we're doing right now is just making sure our buttons work and we're able to actually see something. So when the button is, how do you, yo man, how did you pull the relevant data for the product that the user clicks on? That's what we just did now. So the way we did it is we created a function called view product, right? And the view product needs an ID of that product. The way we get that ID is in our HTML. We have an on click listener here. The on click listener, when the view product button is clicked, it passes in that ID of the product that it's on. So if it's on this MacBook has its own product ID. When you click this button, it passes in the product ID of that specific item, right? After it does that, it will go to view product. Then in view product, it checks in the list of products which product is equal to the same product ID that you assume. Oh, so not necessarily, right? So the products are within your, yes, your products on your front end have the same idea as the product in the back end, because the back end is what's giving the products in the front end to show. So all these IDs here are what are used. So we've got this object of products that we can use to be able to reference within our code. So we want to check that when we get the product ID, is the ID that we have of the products we're looking through equal to the ID that the user is giving us. The moment we get that, we want to define that product and then use that product object. So we use it and then we start populating the information. So from the product we just got, then we just do product name, format description, or product description. Then it starts showing the description of our products. So if I click that, here's the description. Okay, so we getting somewhere. Any other questions so far? Where can you find the code base? Are you gonna post it somewhere? Yes, the code base will be on my GitHub. Here's my GitHub right here. It's Simisips, and then the repo name is Tech Hub. So that's the link right there. I'm self-taught. So this is the repo, you'll find it. Then yeah, we'll keep updating. So see, currently our last update was 2 days ago, which shouldn't be because I updated it like just now. Oh, look, we committed 2 days ago actually. Yeah, wait, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, this was the recent one. Yeah, so you'll just see all of our stuff. That was the last update we did. I haven't updated it with this code yet. Okay, cool. Any other questions? YouTube, are you guys still good? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's now do the next part, which would be this products filtering. But first, let's understand what we did, right? What we did right now. So we did our template literals, right? So this is these ticks. So this allows us to mix JavaScript variables with HTML the same way we did it here. So this just allows us to add HTML within our JavaScript here, because if we had it like this, you'll see how there's so many errors now because we have it like this. So you see, if we have it like this, it's got errors because now this is, it doesn't know that we actually trying to give it some HTML, so it's trying to do JavaScript. So the moment we add these backticks, it now knows that we're actually working with different like HTML within our JavaScript. Then the next part, this $, curly bracket and the variable, this inserts JavaScript values into our HTML strings. So whatever the value of this is, it just inserts it into this space. That's all it does. So whatever the value of this is, it will insert it into the space, and that's about it. That's what this does. So this would be a variable. The value of this gets inserted in here and replaced like this. Cool. And then we've got a .map. So .map will transform each item in the array. So what it does, it will check that in the entire array, it will transform each of the items by calling this create products card, and then it will return this entire HTML block of code and assign it into the products grid in the HTML. So the reason we had it empty like this is so that the JavaScript will populate those blocks in here. So it will just add it for us, like add 1 1 1 1 1 for us in there, and we already did our CSS for that, right? So that's what that does. So join empty string will combine an array of strings into one big string. So basically, if you've got 3 strings, then it will basically combine them into one continuous string. So what it's doing here, it's basically taking the entire thing we have and making it one entire string that will be placed within the inner HTML. Then inner HTML basically puts HTML into the web page. So you're saying whichever class or ID I'm referencing here, put that HTML in there. So it would be in the class. And then onClick is right here. So this onClick basically runs JavaScript when someone clicks a button. So this will call or run this function, and then this function will do something. So we made that this function must view a product and give us an alert, right? So that's what we did. Cam 21 turning 22. And then supremacy, you can find the PDF in the you can find the PDF on the repo as well as on the description of the YouTube channel from yesterday or day before's video. Okay, that's what the onClick does. .find searches an array for something specific. So here we're trying to find a specific item. We're not looking to just get random items. We're looking for a specific item because we know that we've got a product ID that the products have, and we're looking for a specific product ID within those products that we have. And then DOM content loaded waits for the entire web page to be ready before it runs this. So it's like I said, it's an event listener. So it's listening for something, meaning it's listening to see when is the entire document content loaded. Once it's all loaded, then only will it run this code, That's what this does. So now that we're done, we can push our changes. So I don't have GitHub desktop one here, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm gonna just use this commit stuff here, but you can use the GitHub desktop, or if you're comfortable with this, you can still use this. But yeah, we were using GitHub desktop. So what we're doing is we have our two stuff that we're committing, then we want to add our commit message. So this is lesson 10, and our lesson 10 was displaying our products with JavaScript. Cool, so we've got lesson 10, displaying products with JavaScript. So let's commit and push. I've got one warning, that's just this. Yeah, it is redundant. Okay, you don't have to do what I'm doing, just trying to remove that warning. Okay, that warning is gone. Okay, cool, so we commit and push. Do I have access here? I don't know. Oh, I do. Okay, so now let's go to our GitHub and see, refresh. Okay, so here's our commit. So whoever's using the repo can at least now download this latest that we've done, and it's got all the changes we were working on. So our CSS, our products.html, which I don't know why I added that line there, but cool. And then we just updated our products images, and then we added this new functions. So you can just download the repo if you feel like you're a bit lost. You can download the repo, then we continue together. But if there's any questions, please let me know. If not, let's try and continue to the next lesson. Looks good. Now imagine having this under your portfolio. You know, you get at least they get to see that you're able to do all these different stuff, you know, adding products, making sure the cart works. We're now gonna do these filters so that the products show based on filters or based on the categories that the user is looking for. So this is like sort of, you know, like a real world solution you'd be doing. So that's the idea towards this. Obviously we'll add this as well for featured products. Okay, it's fine, let's continue. Not seeing any more questions or anything. Hope we're still together. How? Okay, sorry, I am back. Cool. I hope we're still together. Why are you using WebVC tonight? Because I'm using my Mac, so I don't use Visual Studio on this thing. I have it. Yeah, I don't have Visual Studio on here, unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't like Visual Studio. Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code. Bro, how can I need? Send me a DM. We'll talk. Send me a DM. Okay, we're on the next part now. The next part being we're now setting up our filters. Okay, so we're now setting up our filters. So let's come here. This must just stay at the bottom. So now let's just set up our filters. So we'll just have a function set up filters. Then I already did. Okay, I will definitely after the live. I will answer it after the live. Okay, now in our setup filters what you call this function, we want to first get our buttons, right? So we can do const filter buttons, right? It's equal to document. Remember, document is the document we're working on. Then this now we're using is query selector all. So remember at first we did query selector by selecting. Oh, we didn't do query selector actually. So here we're doing a query selector all. So we're looking for all the buttons that got the class dot filter btn, not button. It's all about what? Johannes, what do you mean? Okay, so like I said, first got our const, just creating new variable, filter buttons. So here, this is our document being our web page, our HTML file, and we doing a query selector where we're selecting all our classes that have this filter button class, right? So we just want to select them all. Cool. So now after we've selected them all, we now use this filter buttons. Then we want to loop in this filter buttons because it's now a list. So because we've fetched a list of all the queries, being all the buttons being with the selector of filter -btn. So we'll do a loop in using for each. So this just says that in filter buttons, for each filter button basically. So like in a list of filter buttons, for each of them we want to do something, right? So it's gonna start, okay, button number 1 whatever, then button number 2 whatever, button number 3 whatever. So we're just looping, meaning going like looping through the entire list, and we saying that for each of them do something. So we do a for each, then open brackets. We can, come on. Okay, so we've got for each, right? Then we write button. Okay, so we're just saying that for each, when we now get the iteration of that first button in the list, we're just naming it button just to be used within this for each loop, right? So we're just saying button, right? Then equals angle bracket, okay, or it's whatever greater than sign. Then we add our curly braces, right, or curly brackets. Cool. So you've got filter button dot for each, then this button, you've got button, and then equals, then you in here you open your curly brackets, and then in here. So the first thing we want to do is in our filter buttons, let's just add some comments. We want to remove active from all buttons. Okay, so if we go back here, see how we've got active. So it's just us removing active if we had an active anywhere. Okay, so to do that, we've got filter buttons dot for each. Okay, filter buttons dot for each, and then this time we'll name the iterator btn because we don't want it to clash with button. And for btn, we want the btn dot class list. So it's just to get the list of the class that it has. So this has a class list of filter button and active. So this has 2 classes, right? So we're just getting a class list in case there's more than one class on the element itself. So we're saying dot class list, and then we want to remove a class list that is active, right? So active. So we're just saying button dot class list. So button being this iterator. I'm not making an app, we're making e-commerce site. So just teaching people how to create an e-commerce site from scratch. Okay, so we're just saying that for each filter button, for the button itself, we want to get the class list and remove active from the class list, right? Meaning it will be empty. Thank you so much, Deverden. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Okay, now we want to add active class to the clicked button. So this is now that if a button is clicked, we want to add that active class to it, so that our styling that we did, that if the class is active, we do certain styling, right? So we can just say this will now call that whatever button we're currently on dot class list dot add. Okay, then we're adding active. All right, cool. Now we want to get the category from the buttons data category attribute. So remember we spoke about it here. We've got this data category attribute that we added that JavaScript looks at. So now we want to get that category name, so the name of it, from this attribute right here. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm still behind catching up week 2. I'm looking for lesson 1, but I'm born. Lesson 1, I think, I don't know if I have lesson 1 on there. I'm not too sure. Week 2. Did we do week 2, guys? Yo. What was week 2? No, we did week 3. We didn't do week 2 because, yeah, week 2 was... So we did something different for week 2. Sorry, Vuyelwa. So we did something different for week 2. Not really... We did what was required for week 2 on App Academy side, but we did an entire different project to sharpen the skills. Okay. So now we're getting the category from that data category attribute, right? So for us to do that, let's now do a new variable. So const hi Shamima, how are you? So we've got const category what category, and we want to get from the button we currently on, and we want to get attribute. So JavaScript has a function which will get this attribute because this is a JavaScript attribute, right? So we want to get the attribute, and the attribute we're looking for is data category. So it will now... Am I too late? Yeah, you are a bit late. So you can visit GitHub. We just posted now the latest code. So now we're on this next part. So we just started this code. So on GitHub, the latest code is on there. Okay, now we're just getting this data category, right? So now we've got this variable called category, and we can use it because we got the category, right? Okay. I'm getting you. I'm struggling with the blurry background for the Pine Zoom. Everything is in place. We have a WhatsApp group you can join. Just the background, I'm struggling. Okay, send me a DM with the code. Let me assist you. Send me a DM with the code. I'll help you. Send me a DM. I'll help you. We're building an e-commerce site. So we're just building an e-commerce site. Okay, now we're on category, right? So let's now filter products based on category. Okay, so obviously now let's define a variable that we can change. So we use let. Okay, so let will now be filtered products. So we're gonna use this to add those products that we've just filtered, right? So we're gonna use this to put those products on this specific variable, right? So we first now do an if statement to check if the category is equal to all. So that's the first category we have. If the category is equal to all, we just want to show each and every product. We're not going to filter. We're not going to do anything, right? So we just say filtered products is equal to products. So that's that list we have at the top, right? We're just saying filtered products is equal to products because we're not filtering. We're not doing anything. So we're just saying that even though we've named it filtered, but we're just saying the filtered products because we are doing filters is the products, meaning it doesn't change. Okay, then else being any other category that we have, which is not all, must do this. So we'll say filtered products will now be equal to products, being the products up there, dot filter. So someone asked about filter earlier. So this is at least where we can use filter because we're filtering by something, right? Because we are now doing a filter. Okay, so we'll filter by, no, this is JavaScript. We'll filter by product. So this is us iterating, like I said. So we're naming our iterator product, and then product dot category. So now we want to check product dot category if it's equal to our category that we've listed up there, right? Then cool. Then after that, we've got our filtered products. Then we already did a function to display products, right? So we can just say display products. Then we write the full, this time instead of passing all the products, we just pass the filtered products we just done right now. So it will do display products, and then if we filtered it correctly, it will only pass in the products that we're filtering for. That's what we are doing right now. Then we can just have console.log where we just showing, we can show our length. So to show the length, you can just say filtered products.length, which will return the length of the products you have. And then you can do products products in category. So we're just saying which category products are we actually looking at. Then you can just say category. So that will just fill in those details for us, right? Now what we have to do is, after here, we need to now do a setup filters. We need to call setup filters, because once our page is loaded, we need to run these things. So we can have display products and then set up filters. Let's now run it and see what happens. Okay, so if we click all products, nothing changes. If we click phones, what are we missing? Are we calling setup filters? Setup filters, yes. And then, so you see now, these are the things, you know, now you need to do debugging. So button is not used anywhere. Not script. Okay. So now it filtered, but it's not filtering on click. So we now need to figure that out, right? So it's filtered to accessories. Okay, so I've got filter. Let me see. Filter product category. Yeah, so this is the nice part about deving. So you start getting these errors that you now need to figure out and solve. So now we need to figure out how to solve this. I started lost a sec. Where you lost? Let me try and explain. Where you lost? At the end. So in the event listener. So we called the setup filters in the event listener. Cool. This is a weird thing. So button. Let's see this again. So what it's doing, it's not. So it's pre-selecting. You see how it shows these two? So it is working, but it's just pre-selecting accessories as the active one. Let's see. It's our console. Displaying 6 products in category O. Okay, on O. Okay, these now work, but it's not filtering. Isn't it because you used instead of. No, because what we're doing on that part is we know at that point that the category we're looking for is from the top, right? So whichever button was clicked. Forgot entire thing. Forgot an entire thing, that's why. So we'll do this. So we forgot button because we're using that button and adding an event listener of click. Coding, guys. Then only will we add the rest of this code. Okay, button. So now this can be this because we are now in the button itself. And okay, Darcy. Oh gosh. Okay, cool. So let me explain where the problem went. So the problem came where we now where's the code? So we didn't add an event listener. So what this does is we now, for each button in there, we are now adding an event listener for that button. And the type of event listener we're looking for is event listener of click. So meaning when someone clicks the button, right? And we're just adding function, right? Listener function. So button, which is what is here, we want to add an event listener with the click. So we want to check when it's clicked and then we run the code. So that's the reason why this was not running. So what it was doing, it was actually removing the active stuff, but then it on the last one it added it as active, and that's what it did. So now when we go through, it changes. You see, so we've got phones, got laptops, we've got accessories, and all products. So now our filters work. uh do we see? Does it make sense? Yes, makes sense. So yeah, see, code, yeah, you forget something, now you have to debug. So we just forgot, because remember I was asking myself, why is this gray, why we're not using this anyway? So it's because we missed using the, okay, I'll drop it for you now. It's semisips. I'll just drop the repo, then you can check it out if the message even gets sent. I don't know if TikTok filters links. Just not yet, but can obviously look into that as well. You can look into that. Oof. Okay, I think we basically done with the filters. So let me just explain what we used here. So we used a query selector or, which finds all elements which match a pattern. The pattern being dot filter button, because we know we've got all of them in here, right? So we want to get all of them with this dot filter button. Coding is very fun. Coding is very fun. Yeah, yes, there is those times you're just like, why am I even doing this? But it's just the best. Yeah, cool. So we've got your selectors there, right? Yeah, some people don't like it. Okay, so that's what the query selector does. It, yeah, no, yo, accountant, wow. Yeah, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So query selector just gets all the queries with this similar class name, and then after that we now have a for each, which runs code for each of the items in the list. So it will now go in this filter buttons being this entire, so it will start with this one, then run all of that code, then come to this one, run all of that code, then come to this one, run all of that code, then come to this one, run all of that code. That's what for each means. So it's going for each of the buttons. So for each one for each of them. So for each of them it will first remove, then add, but then it adds that event listener, remember? So it adds the event listener to each of the buttons, so that when a button is clicked, then something happens, meaning the code that we just created gets executed or triggered. So if we check our console.log as well, where's it now? Where we go from here? Let's just check our console.log. See, so it'll tell us we're showing 2 products in laptops. If we go to all, we're showing 6 products in all. So these are all our products there. Laptops, phones, accessories. Yeah, so what it basically does is, this is, like I said, still acts as our backend. So it's now checking for each products that have a certain category, then listing them or filtering it and showing it based on what we have. Alright, then we've got this. Why did I use this? So this just refers to the element that we click being this button. So we're just saying that already, since we're in this specific button, we still wanna call this button and do something. So in this button that we're on, so we're just saying this dot do something. So this is the same as typing button. Cannot necessarily, but this would be inside the button you're on, so the current button you're on, not necessarily the buttons, but I think it should work the same way actually, because it's still the button. All right, then class list, this just lets us add and remove CSS classes. So we could remove this using JavaScript and re-add it using JavaScript. That's basically what we're doing. So JavaScript is removing them here, it's removing all the actives, then adding, so that when another button is clicked, it will remove the other one that was active. Because if we remove this, let me show you, if we remove this code, that doesn't remove the filters. Let's refresh. You see how all of them still have that active state because we did not remove it, because now we're on a new button, right? So the reason is we added before, so that now once we do a click again, the filter is removed, that active is removed, so we know that now we're on a new one, and the current button we're on, we would do this dot, we'd now set that to active. If I were to watch your videos from scratch, will I at least get started with React? So I haven't done React yet for on my videos, so not at the moment. Currently we're just doing your basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So now we're on the JavaScript part. Thank you so much, BQ, for the roses. Appreciate them. All right, okay, so that was that. And then get attribute, yeah, so this basically gets the value of the HTML attribute. So this is your attributes, not this, but the class is an attribute, data category is the attribute. So the attribute of this button, so we were looking for this attribute called data category, so we're just getting that attribute of data category. Then dot filter, which is here, will create a new array with only the products that match the description that we have. So only the products that match that description that we have. Yeah. Okay, and I see the time, and I don't know if we can do no, it's a bit long and I am tired. I started a bit late today. Okay, I think we'll end it there. So we've done lesson 12, 11 and 10. So we've done 10, 11 and 12 today. We could have pushed a bit more, but I can feel I'm a bit tired also. So just want to see if there's any questions. If not, then let's quickly commit first of all. So we need to commit. We're now on what was this one? Product filters. So lesson 11. Oh, we didn't add to cart yet, so we didn't even do 12. How long is 12? Let's see. No, 12 we'll do it tomorrow. It's a bit long. Notifications as well. So we'll just do, yeah, we'll just say we've done 11 now. So let's commit. So lesson 11. This is the product filter. Cool. So whoever has the link to the GitHub repo, they can just JavaScript. Yet I'm struggling with Python. It's what? The unique light. It is, but only if you understand it. Hundreds JavaScript. Yet I'm struggling, but yeah, no, we'll do JavaScript. Then I'll get to Python in my own time. But yeah, we'll definitely do Python. And why notifications always left for last? It's not as complicated, but we'll be the next part is adding to cart, right? So it's adding to cart, having a local storage, loading the cart, adding to cart, showing a notification where the cart is actually that notification item. So that would be that little pop-up you have, then loading the cart. Then we'll have to style that notification, then we'll have the cart page. So there's still a bit more to do, but I feel like if we can start a bit early tomorrow, then that would be a bit better. But yeah, it's not as complicated. It's just I'm looking at time and I still have work as well tomorrow. Cool, let's commit. So commit and push. There should be no to-dos. Yeah, okay. Yes, if you understand if people want to go, if people want payment gateway, I can teach y'all, can try. But yeah, payment gateway, yeah, I've done it a lot. It's just I'm wondering, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Cool. So I've committed. So whoever wants the code can just go to my GitHub and they'll be able to download the latest repo we've worked on. So our current lesson is lesson 11. That's the final part. So you can just download it and work and play around. But the PDF is also there. There's the PDF right here. You can see the PDF there. Yeah, so here's the entire PDF with the code. So the code is all in here. It's just now I'm just teaching the code itself. Right, and then yeah, so that's about it for today. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys for joining, and I think that will be about it. Any other questions, comments, queries, concerns? Actually, I'm saying it's like Bauer now. Ew. Nah, okay. All good, all good, all good. Actually, the problem is that I keep saying 7 and then I change the time, then it becomes 8. Today I was a bit delayed, but I'm still gonna say 7. 7. Because we if we can finish before Tuesday, because Tuesday is the next oh, we might get week 4 tomorrow actually. That's gonna be interesting. So let's say 7. Then we'll also see, let's just look on our emails to see if we get week 4. And if we get week 4, then it means we need to try and push this. If not, quickly do week 4 and then finish this, because obviously we want to make sure people understand the content App Academy is pushing as well. That's the main idea. This is just, side work to help you guys understand it a bit more. But yes, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Oh, you want on then that's perfect. Then it's fine. We'll still continue with these definitely. It's it's on GitHub as well as on my Google Drive, but I don't know where that QR code is. Let me try and find that QR code. Maybe I can show it quickly. No, it's not here. It's on the other. It's on the virtual machine. Ish. Okay, no. So just try it on GitHub, and then from tomorrow I'll have the QR code also available. But yeah, please, guys, if you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel, just do a comment and like. Ish, now I'm like I'm doing the YouTube stuff. Comment, like, whatever, and yeah, let's just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. I'll definitely keep going live a lot more. It's actually quite fun. Hence, I've started doing a bit more of these. You see the streaming stuff now. So I never thought I'd be doing all of these, but here I am. So yeah, that's about it. We'll continue tomorrow at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. tomorrow. 7 p.m. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and also since I got monetized, I've got memberships on YouTube where you can get some special perks. So you can just look at that and y'all can do that as well. But thank you.